Hi there, and welcome to Strata Apartment Blocks and Energy Disruption. Let's look at the size of the strata energy market in Australia. Over $2.7 billion of electricity is consumed inside strata buildings, inside the apartments, and on the common area or house lights meters. That's about 7.3% of the Australian electricity market. Then on top of that, we've got gas, which is used to heat a lot of common hot water in our apartment buildings. Now, if we look at the penetration of rooftop solar in 2021, it's 22% on residential houses. But when we move to our strata apartment blocks, only 0.6% of our apartment buildings have solar photovoltaic panels. This picture shows what every apartment block should aspire to be. We should be trying to use renewable air temperature to heat water in common hot water plants and in pools, using solar photovoltaic to power the building services during the day, installing electric vehicle charging stations in the basement car park, upgrading to smart meters, and also looking at batteries. In February 2021, the New South Wales government changed strata law to pave the way for more solar in apartments. In fact, it opened the way for not only solar, but batteries, electric vehicle charging, energy efficiency, water efficiency, improved waste management and recycling. Now, if we look at the opportunity, we'd be looking at 160,000 strata communities in total, housing over 836,000 households. So where did it start? If we go to Point Piper, a 12 apartment block here installed a 10 kilowatt solar system back in 2013. Then if we move over to Newtown, Sydney University Housing installed a 30 kilowatt solar system and 42 kilowatt hour battery back in 2015. So it's not new to put solar and batteries on apartment buildings. However, there is a very long buyer cycle, and it wasn't until 2017 that a 99 kilowatt solar system was installed on the toaster at Circular Quay. So an innovation that is now possible is sharing one single solar system into a number of different apartments. And this is using innovative technology from Illume Energy in Melbourne. This was approved in the Ausgrid area, which underlies most of Sydney, in February 2020. A case study of a 17 apartment social housing complex in Ryde that has two SolShare devices, allowing them to share a 25 kilowatt solar system amongst 17 units. Then if we jump down to Melbourne, Sunman developed out of UNSW a light, flexible solar skin. And 87 of these panels were installed both horizontally and even vertically. The value of these panels is that they can be siliconed down onto horizontal surfaces without penetrating, say, waterproofing membranes. Great news, in April 2021, an apartment block in Camperdown voted under the new strata law to install a 38 kilowatt solar system and a 26.6 kilowatt hour battery. Now, very few people are aware that in New South Wales, gas distribution is a monopoly. A couple of strata buildings have managed to break their way out of the gas distribution monopoly by switching their hot water system to electric heat pumps. If you have a look at this chart from the Australian Energy Foundation, you can see that heat pumps that use air temperature are much more efficient than gas storage. And if you apply solar photovoltaic to the same building, you can further reduce the cost of running a heat pump by another 50%. Meriton Arise was developed in 2017. It consists of 5 towers having its hot water heated by electric heat pumps. In 2018, a building in Woolloomooloo retrofitted an electric heat pump to completely remove their dependency on gas. Now, in the area of EV charging, we've surveyed 700 Sydney strata residents. 78% are in favour of installing charging systems now. Furthermore, 61% favour charging in their individual lot car spaces. Some early adopters installed the charge station next to their car parking space with approval from the Strata Committee. A more advanced smart charging system's been installed at Infinity Cove in Lane Cove. The developer Urbancom initially offered 10 apartments with electric vehicle charging if it was bought off the plan. They were flooded with interest and increased this to 40 apartments being sold off the plan with electric vehicle charging stations. Then if we move over to Meadowbank, the Genesis building has a 30 kilowatt solar system powering a microgrid and solar-powered EV charging in the basement car park. So the opportunity in solar batteries for residential strata also leads us to virtual power plants. On this diagram, you can see 220 residential strata building sites in the inner west of Sydney could hold a virtual power plant that's 1/3 the size of the South Australia Big Battery at the Hornsdale Power Reserve. So I hope you've enjoyed this update on strata apartment buildings and energy disruption in 2021.